Okay, so you've met the students, and perhaps you've even seen some of the entries and some of the blogs they've done. Now is probably appropriate to start wondering about how this could be replicated. We wrestle with that already. We're already trying to figure out, could we do this again in our own class? But also, how would this scale? How would this work for multiple teachers? How would this work in different subjects? And ultimately, is this something that was unique to one group of students, or is it something that, as a process, can be replicated? So to that degree, the students share their opinion as to what they believe another teacher in another school would have to do if they wanted to do the same thing.
Well, first I would tell them not to expect too much or too little, because Mr. Long went into it not knowing what he would get out of it. He said that we did a lot more than he expected, and I think that's good. I would tell them that they would expect not a lot of sleep, because I know Mr. Long stayed up very late revising our blogs. And
you have to allow a lot of time, because when you dive into these books, there's so much stuff that you figure out and learn that you really have to have a lot of time to be able to get all these ideas and blog about them.
Definitely talk to other teachers about it and make sure they know what's going on, because it does take up a lot of time, and it is easy to put off other classes to put the project first. And so I would say definitely talk to the teachers, make sure they know what's going on, and just try and keep up every day, and don't think like, oh, I have so much time to do it, like I'm gonna be fine and I'll hop over, because you probably won't, and you'll end up being stressed and staying up till 3 in the morning doing blogs.
I would give as few restrictions as possible, because it's really about us understanding and finding out for ourselves.
Check whether your students are really up to it, because it's tough. It's not easy, never. And you won't really have that much time for the other classes that you will take during that time.
I think it's a good idea, and a lot of people complain that the project was too long. 6 weeks was too much time, but I thought it was a good amount of time, because for me it took me a while to understand it and get started. So just make it as long as possible, because some students it varies.
Planning would be good, and to know, what each student's capability is. And many just blew me away, not being self-centered or anything, but many of the blog entries blew me away of their quality and how many everyone did. They went above and beyond on their blogs, and I'm just really proud of them.
For the teachers, I would say pick a book with a lot of symbolism and hidden meanings and stuff with like merit, you can you could analyze it. And for the students, I would say not to procrastinate, because you'll stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning the day before trying to get it finished, and that's not good.
I would say do it, definitely, because I think a lot of kids felt that through the blogs we could just sort of say what we wanted, and there was a lot of freedom with it, and it just sort of initiated this creativity that we all had. And I think I would definitely say that they should do it. It was a fun experience for everyone.
Don't give up. The logistics are difficult, but work through it, keep going, trust in each other, teamwork, and create.
I think if another school saw it, I think they would definitely be interested, because it's such an innovative project, and it's really, I've never really seen any other school do something like this or heard about it. So I think it would be really interesting to other schools, and I would recommend it, because it was a really great experience. It was nice to get to know classmates kind of outside the school setting, because online it's a little more relaxed. And you really got to see a lot of people's ideas that you didn't know that they had, because everybody was a lot more comfortable, I think, online than they are in a classroom setting.
I think if they wanted to do the project with Alice or another book, they'd have to be ready to put in time and effort, because Mr. Long obviously did with the all-nighters and cover it live, even with the TV show. Some teachers might just be like, oh, I'm so happy it's over, because maybe they're just lazy or don't have time, and it really takes a lot of time, even from teachers and students.
I would advise them to let the students go on their own. Like Mr. Long did with this class, I can see that other teachers would want to maybe intervene more than Mr. Long did or talk to their students more, and I would definitely advise them to make sure they just step back and let their students do it themselves. That's the whole point of the project, and that's what makes it so amazing.
Make it very, very clear what the expectations are. And also emphasize the point that you cannot procrastinate. If you procrastinate, you are so out of luck. You just have to make sure you're on top of everything, you know what's going on.
If they want to do something similar, I just tell them to talk to Mr. Long about it, because he did an awesome job of setting it up and pre-planning, and I mean, it turned out perfect, and I wouldn't have changed anything about it. Maybe to make it longer, but there's nothing else like to do besides that.
I'd say just take it from Mr. Long, just see what he did, because he ran this project almost perfectly. So just parameters were great. It really helps engage your students. So my suggestion is do it.